What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, 3-division world champion, John Casimero, who is a superstar boxer from the Philippines, Filipino superstar boxer. He holds a world title, the IBF flyweight title, right now. Currently, he has a resume of 30 wins, 4 losses, no draws, 21 wins by way of knockout. He himself was knocked out one time. Okay, he holds, excuse me, I said the IBF. He holds the WBO bantamweight title currently right now. 32 years of age, stands at 5'4" with a 64-inch arm reach. He's scheduled to face legend, iconic, 4-division world champion Nonito Donaire, who is the WBC currently the bantamweight title holder. Okay, Nonito Donaire, 41 wins, 6 losses, no draws, 27 wins by way of knockout. One time in his career he was knocked out. 38 years of age, stands at 5'7" with a 68-inch arm reach. Okay, so they're scheduled to have a unification bout. Nonito Donaire got an upset victory over Nordine Abali, via KO. He was an underdog in that fight. So Nonito Donaire from the Philippines, Casimero from the Philippines, and it's a huge fight. It's a unification bout. Winner could possibly face off against Inouye, Monster Inouye, Noe Inouye, possibly down the line in the future for undisputed, probably. Okay. With that said, Nonito Donaire is replacing his rival, Guillermo Rigondeaux, who was scheduled to fight Casimero August 14th. Nonito Donaire, he stepped in for Guillermo Rigondeaux, who's cited injury and could not participate in this showdown. He had to pull out. So the fight actually got bigger. It's a unification bout. With that said, there's a roadblock now that's hindering this fight from coming to fruition. But if you actually go on BoxRec, you'll see the fight is officially on BoxRec. Okay. With that said, the issue here is John Casimero, who is signed, and affiliated with legendary 8-division world champion, iconic Filipino superstar boxer Manny Pacquiao. Oddly enough, he does not want to enroll in Vada testing. Nonito Donaire is insisting that Vada testing has to be taking place. Okay, Nonito Donaire, has been enrolled in Vada testing for the clean program. He's been 365 24/7 program for the last 10 years. Nonito Donaire has been enrolled in Vada testing, the major strenuous testing. Okay, 365 days a year, 24/7 for the last 10 years. Nonito Donaire can be tested by Vada. Okay, so with that said, Nonito Donaire, he wants to be on an even playing field. So he's insisting that Casimero enrolls in Vada testing as well. And Casimero is refusing to enroll in the Vada testing, which could see this fight not take place. Okay, that is mind-boggling to say the very least, because this is a major fight. Okay, oddly enough, we know that Victor Conte, who was the face of Balco, and that whole issue that took place in baseball with the likes of Barry Bonds and Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa, Roger Clemens, just to name a few big names in the Major League Baseball and the MLB. Okay, Victor Conte was the head and the face of that. Now Victor Conte, he headlines, he's the face of Snack Program. Okay, and Victor Conte, he took to social media and he said, why isn't Manny Pacquiao, 8 divisions legendary Filipino iconic superstar boxer, not enrolled in a strenuous testing where it would be 365 days a year, 24/7? They can show up and test you, just like Nonito Donaire is enrolled. Nonito Donaire again is enrolled for the last 10 years. Okay, and Casimero is refusing to enroll, and Nonito Donaire is saying that he will pull out the fight if indeed he doesn't enroll in the Vada testing. And now there's talks that Guillermo Rigondeaux, who beat Nonito Donaire, he can replace Nonito Donaire once again. So it's a round robin without testing. Okay, so they feel like Guillermo Rigondeaux is willing to do so without any testing. Okay, but John Casimero, is unwilling to do so. So maybe Guillermo Rigondeaux is, he doesn't mind fighting without, there being any testing according to the reports. Okay. But Nonito Donaire he's not going with it. Okay. He's not on board with that. But here you have a situation where a guy should not mind being enrolled in the Vada testing, because if you have nothing to hide, then why are you refusing to be in Vada testing? But what is said is there's no issues within the sport of boxing. Okay, the sport of boxing is absolutely clean. Okay, when you have the likes of Olympic bronze medalist, former WBC American heavyweight world champion, superstar boxer, saying that in his second fight with undefeated two-time heavyweight world champion British superstar boxer Anthony Tyson the Egyptian Fury, that there was some unfair advantages on the part of Tyson Fury, allegedly, Deontay Wilder claims, okay, and everybody's saying that Deontay Wilder, is coming from a place of just simply being a sore loser, okay? We saw the situation with Miguel Cotto, Antonio Margarito, okay? Just most recently, Miguel Roman, he fought Shaki Foster, and there was some gloves that brand new gloves that had no padding in the knuckle area, okay? And then you go back as far as we know the Panama Luis Resto, that situation, okay? And so when Deontay Wilder raises a flag and says that there was something wrong, everybody says he's just being a sore loser and can't accept his defeat. Okay, well now you have a situation where Victor Conte, he took to social media and said, why is Manny Pacquiao? He just sent Errol Spence and he wanted to let Errol Spence know that he should be, viewing this with a magnifying glass, because he wants to know why Manny Pacquiao refused to enroll in the full testing program. And now one of his fighters, John Casimero, is refusing to fight Nonito Donaire if he has to take, if he has to enroll in Vada testing. Nonito Donaire just got one of the biggest upsets in boxing this year, okay? Turn back the hands of time at 38 years old. Nonito Donaire is a Hall of Famer, okay? Nonito Donaire is an icon in the sport of boxing. Nonito Donaire has been enrolled in this testing for the last 10 years, 365 days around the clock, 24/7, where you could just pop up on Nonito Donaire and you can test Nonito Donaire. So why is John Casimero not willing to enroll in the testing if he has absolutely nothing to hide? But when you had legendary, iconic, 5-division world champion, former pound-for-pound king, pay-per-view king, because he's showing that he's still a pay-per-view king, that being retired Hall of Famer Floyd Money Mayweather, when he introduced this to the sport of boxing, when everybody was talking about Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather when it first started, and Floyd Mayweather was saying, well, listen, if I'm going to fight Manny Pacquiao, it's going to have to be on an even playing field, and we're going to have to enroll some testing, because what we never saw before was a guy go from 108 pounds all the way up to 154 pounds, 8-division world champion, and keep his power and get better as he done so in the second half of his career. Floyd Mayweather, he stated, well, if this is going to be the case, then guess what? I need to see and I need to know that everything is on an even playing field. And everybody got on Floyd Mayweather and said that Floyd Mayweather was just simply avoiding Manny Pacquiao. He was changing the rules of the sport of boxing. Even legendary Hall of Fame trainer, who was the longtime trainer of Manny Pacquiao, that being Freddie Roach. Freddie Roach even stated that, Floyd Mayweather is trying to change the rules. This has never been done in the sport of boxing. Why is he doing this? Why is he introducing this in the sport of boxing? Why is he trying to change the rules? Because he's just simply trying to avoid Manny Pacquiao. This is not a part of boxing. Well, it should be a part of boxing. Hands down, bar none. This should be a part of boxing, okay? Plain and simple. So, with that said, here we have a major fight on our hands once again, like Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao. It still ended up 5 years later. Manny Pacquiao ended up enrolling in the testing, doing everything Floyd Mayweather asked, and 5 years later we ended up getting the fight, and everybody still placed blame on Floyd Mayweather's doorstep, saying that it happened 5 years too late because of Floyd Mayweather. No, it happened 5 years too late because Manny Pacquiao refused to enroll in the Vada testing. Point blank and period. And here we have, and it still turned out to be the biggest fight and the biggest lucrative fight in the history of sport of boxing. So imagine what it would have been if it would have happened 5 years earlier. And here we have another very, very important fight, a major fight that's on our hands, that's being held up because we have a fighter who is unwilling to enroll in Vada testing, that you should have no issue if everything is on the up and up and everything is on the even playing field, and you should have no issue enrolling in Vada testing. This should be automatic in the sport of boxing. This should not have to be asked. It should not have to be suggested. It should be automatic within the sport of boxing, hands down, point blank, and period. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. Make sure you hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section, let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
You're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.